We're live. Welcome everybody to an official live stream of Outriders Worldslayer. Big shout out today to Outriders for sponsoring this live stream. We're going to be playing Outriders Worldslayer today. And if you check out the link in the description below, you can also check out Outriders Worldslayer as well, which is an official expansion, story expansion, progression expansion, and does a number of things to increase the end game of the Outriders series, and it's going to be a really, really cool thing to do, and I'm excited to get started. So, we are... You're going to have to forgive my character naming. Big Lad, level 30. One of the cool things about the expansion is that if you haven't played before, you can automatically skip to level 30, which is really, really cool. And we're going to start instantly on the Worldslayer series point and get straight into it. So, we are Apocalypse Tier 1, which is one of the new progression tiers for progressively gaining items in the new expansion. And some of the higher tiers are some pretty crazy levels in terms of what you can do and what you can unlock. So we're going to unlock our first initial tier, hopefully fairly shortly. There are a couple of challenges. If you want to do the Apocalypse tiers in terms of challenges, that is something available to you. And that is what we're going to be doing. So there's the original world tiers, and then there's also the Apocalypse tiers now as well. So we're going to start straight up into the Outriders Worldslayer expansion. There's probably going to be some cutscenes, and we're going to have a grand old time with it today. I actually know nothing about the new story for this, and it is a full story expansion.
Outrider, the last drop pod should be just up ahead.
Got it. Drop me here and find a site to make camp.
Better move fast, Outrider. Big storm coming.
Very good. That's not menacing at all.
Zahidi, I found the pod I'm going in. Looks like you're not the only one trying to get at it.
Right.
Outrider, hurry. I need to get the data from that pod before the storm hits.
This is going to be a problem, but we're going to give it a go anyway. And we're just going to rush straight on in.
Hey guys.
Right, so for those of you who are unaware, Outriders is a looter-shooter with extraction-like elements, published by the guys over at Square Enix, which is really, really cool. And Outriders really does fit into the category of extremely challenging, often quite difficult looter shooter, as you can tell, considering what's currently happening. I don't know if I'd describe him as cute, but I've got to try and take this thing out. And I'll show you guys the skill tree in a little bit, because it's something that's really cool about this game, and I had to really give it a good... Oh, it's ran away. I haven't even finished it. Okay. The skill tree is something I think really is going to be something you guys are going to like to see. It is something different, yeah, a little bit different from what we normally do here. A bit more of a looter-shooter style game. It's got story elements, it's got extraction pod elements, and you can actually do various expeditions to continue leveling your character. But I think you guys will like it.
Edie, you said these pods were protected.
No! I have to pull this data before everything's fried. He was right.
Who?
I didn't believe in it. But the anomaly, it's growing. Exponentially now. Everything we did to bring these pods down. Weapons. Seeds for crops. All of our knowledge from Earth. In the end, none of it matters. If we don't find a way to stop what's coming, there will be nowhere on this planet for us to hide.
Maybe it's time we stop hiding.
Interesting. A couple of you guys have already played the base game for Outriders. And this is a full-blown extension of that in terms of both story and in terms of the end game for leveling up your character. That looks intimidating. Nope. I think they just froze in midair. Right. Before we continue, I'm going to show you guys the skill tree. So this is the current quest that we're on, which has various segments, but also in terms of what we're doing, you can see a bit of a layout here. We're level 30, so we've got some inventory. Really nice. Automatically skip to 30 instantly, which is really good to have. But in terms of the old skills, we are a Technomancer, which is like somewhere between a wizard and a man who's good with technology. So there's various abilities for the Technomancer. As you can see here, a cryo turret, a pain launcher, which I'm a big fan of the name of, which is quite literally just like a salvo launcher. But there's also blighted rounds, which are like toxic rounds, tools of destructions to harbor in things like rocket launchers and miniguns. And we also have the blighted turret as well, which is sort of like a area of damage kind of thing. Now, the really cool thing about this is that as a Technomancer, you do effectively get 3 different progression routes to a certain extent. So this is the skill tree that we currently have. And ultimately, this skill tree for the Technomancer is about building weapon damage, but also leeching and also decaying your opponent. So you deal initial damage, but you're constantly going to be decaying them with toxic abilities and critical damage points and various damage bonuses to try and both heal your own health, but also take out your opponents as fast as possible. And you can see there are a couple of others which give you sort of sub-trees of how you want to do things. This one's a bit more of a tanky role, for example. And this one is more of a demolisher style role. So really good stuff here. And in terms of just leveling up your Technomancer and doing what it is you want to do with it, there are different subroutes. This one is definitely, the tree that I'm on, is more of the progressive decaying and damage. And of course there are loads of accolades as well. So lots of things to do. Lots of things to level up. You can claim different rewards and do all sorts. But we're going to carry on with the base story at the minute.
Shanna, do you copy? Shanna? Tiago? Bailey?
Oh god, what the hell is that?
Shit. Zadie, stay with the
Oh,
pod.
okay. Something's
wrong.
I thought I was about to get smoked there, but it's these dragon-like creatures freezing in midair.
Birds dropping from the sky. If they can't adapt to survive these storms, I don't want to know our odds.
The creatures here, the anomalies always mutated them fast enough before, but this shift happening now, it's too severe.
Right. Oh, it looks like a little frozen dino in here. That's cool. A technological necromancer, one might say. Correct, yeah. I like this build, though. I'm a big fan of it. Right. That looks like a problem.
I don't like this.
I really don't like it when there's giant, like, bug things and creatures. I always... Oh, God. Yeah, like that. That's intimidating. Can we not do that? Right. Thankfully, I have this ability, which allows me to call it a rocket launcher. Which seems wholly warranted, I might add. So one of the things that I find a bit interesting about this game... Oh, God. An obliterating beam. Okay. That seems reasonable. One of the interesting things I've found about this so far is that you use abilities a lot more in this game than most others. Like, your abilities are really there to be not effectively spammed, but like, you know, you got to use a fair amount of them. A Mask of Mortal Embrace. That sounds like some good gear to me. What we got here? Okay. Robe of the Shaman. Interesting. And you can play this co-op with your friends. It has a seamless
You guys have gotten yourselves
drop-in, drop-out co-op system.
Jenna!
I really like the build I've got here. It's the damage output that I find most impressive with it. Like, this is a full-blown, effectively a DPS build to a certain extent. Right. Inventory. Let's have a look. So we've got this shotgun. I've got an assault rifle and a sort of regular semi-auto rifle. I like the idea of this, so we're going to equip it. It's a bit of a confusing... It's got a bit of a confusing feel to it, but I like it. I've got to say, graphically, I'm quite impressed. I like the colors. Like, obviously, I'm just playing on a regular gaming monitor, but there's a real good range of color here. I imagine this probably will look really good on, like, an OLED TV. But if you're somebody who likes an extreme amount of loot, and micromanaging your builds, that was the other big lad. I mean, now my character being called Big Lad really does feel justified, right? Good to see you all, guys. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back as well, Anushka. Hope you're doing well. I like the ability to do a little skippity hop here. Big fan. If I recall correctly, this game uses
They just keep getting worse.
the Quixel Mega Scans.
Rotting, split open, frozen shadows.
Someone's having a bad dream.
She sees you coming.
Ooh.
It's too late. You can't save it. You'll try. It'll consume you.
Needless to say, I think she's bugging out.
I'm not going anywhere.
But you are. I'm so sorry.
Stay here. I'll clear a way back to the truck.
There's going to be another big lad down there, isn't there? I've called it Big Lad for a reason. I feel like it was necessary. What in the world is that?
Bunch of those big guys.
It's true, they can sense a storm before it. We know that there's a storm coming.
Mate, that is an actual big lad. I was just joking when I named my character Big Lad, but that is a legitimate big lad.
The truck's clear.
We'll be there. Outrider, we need to return to Rift Town. I know someone that might have answers about these ice storms.
Predator gloves, okay. Travel initiated to Rift Town, interesting. How long have you been playing Outriders? I played it a lot when it first released, but after that I kind of dropped off of it. So this is my first time back playing Outriders for a fair amount of time, actually. But I'm excited to check it out because I always felt like it had really good potential.
In my vision.
Bloody hell.
This is only how it begins.
Graphically, though, big fan. It runs very well, and this is on... I think I'm either on ultra or high settings, and it just looks good, so...
Shira, do you read me? Shira!
Outrider, I can hear you.
What the hell happened?
What does it look like? We thought it was just another storm, but we lost nearly everything on the surface. Anyone who couldn't move fast enough.
Where are you sheltered?
In the old sub-levels. We won't last long here. There's an elevator re-rigged. It can bring you down.
Right. So these lot just got flowers smoked.
You broke my... You bastard!
Okay. So, a light machine gun, an automatic shotgun, a nice new revolver. I mean, these are looking very good. I think I'm gonna have to get this as well. I just want some cool gear. And that's fine. I have no qualms with that. Wanting good gear is not... is not a bad thing. So, what's this? We've got a double gun burst fire variant. Interesting. Okay. With toxic shots. And we've also got this. So, I think I might go for both and just have them both equipped. Robe of the Shaman Warlord. We've got these gloves as well. All of them have their own sub traits as well on top of what they offer. Interesting. Interesting. Damn, this whole base literally got smoke.
Shira, what happened?
It's over. I thought the signal, the pods, is the Hades' whole plan, but... the anomaly destroys everything. I don't know how we survive this.
Oh dear.
There might still be a way.
You! You traitor! You think we're gonna find out?
Sure, what the hell?
He's been sharing information with the insurgents, Lieutenant!
No, I have to find... No, you don't understand! No, he can save us!
Save what? Everything we've built is gone. I'm sick of your bullshit missions. All your fucking hell!
Oh dear. It's kicking off.
Get up. Okay. Who the hell you been talking to?
Salvador. Francisco Salvador. He's with the insurgents, but he's a scientist. We just shared data.
And you didn't think to tell me you were talking to the other side?
Listen to me. What he found, it could be an answer. But he disappeared before I got the final readings. Without those, I don't...
Salvador. If he's even still alive, where do I find him?
He worked deep behind enemy lines in a place called Black Gulch.
Black Gulch. You don't want to go looking for that place, Outrider.
Why? What's there?
An altered. All we know is they call him the Commander. Black Gulch is his. You won't come out of there.
Getting the popcorn out. I love drama.
Yeah, well... nobody's coming out of this alive if no one tries. Come on.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. The dramatic pistol firing was a bit much. I feel like they could have sorted it out with words, really. But, you
Got
know.
a new mission, people. Zahedi knows a scientist who may have answers about these storms. We're looking for a place called Black Gulch.
No, that place. I keep seeing it as shadows, ripping, shredding souls.
This is an evil place, Outrider. But I may know a way to get you behind enemy lines unseen.
Right. So, do a bit of background.
The
anomaly?
So for those of you who've never seen
explain
it,
it?
the anomaly.
Well, short answer, no. They call it an anomaly because it can't be explained. It defies all known physics. It seems to be some fundamental force of this planet's nature, electromagnetic and gravitational. But it's also a kind of weather system that obeys rules and can even be forecast. Sometimes it shines, sometimes it rains. Mostly rains. I have theories, but the scientific method depends on observation, hypothesis, experimentation, and finally, peer review. The problem is, I have no peers left.
Right. Let's see what gear we can upgrade.
The storms are out of control.
I'm going to upgrade... I want to see if I can upgrade this. You can raise the attributes of it. Interesting. Okay.
Don't despair. We can
Those are
save
options.
people.
Each crafting resources, etc., etc. Co-op with friends, matchmaking, quest timelines. You have a stash as well. Excuse me, for putting all of your loot in. Always handy. And this is how you locate drop pods. There's the matchmaking and party system. But we're going to go straight into the next mission.
Anything I can do for you? Gonna need snow treads for the truck soon.
Right, so we're currently at Rift Town, and that's where we've been deleted, so we have to go here. You can play co-op, yeah, it's got a seamless co-op system, which is really nice, so you could sort of drop out and drop in. And you could do the main storyline with all of your friends if you want to, or you can just do the drop pods, and there's various challenges there.
You'll need to find one at the harbor.
So you get kind of two subsets of gameplay in that
You
sense.
should find a back way under the insurgents.
I like the look of this LMG. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Right, so we've got like effectively a base camp.
Tiago, how do you go away into this fortress?
I was imprisoned there, tortured beyond. I thought I was dead. But I managed to escape through the sewers and stole a boat. From here to the forest, and I never looked back.
The people who lived here in Driftwater, Tiago. Who were they?
An ECA settlement before the war. There's nothing but ghosts here now.
What happened to the villagers?
There's a story of a night fisherman whose daughter would ring the harbor bell each dawn to call him home. But one night, insurgents came in the fog, and the fisherman slept right through. The entire village slaughtered. When the fisherman returned and saw, he tore into the soldiers. It didn't last long. The next day, a thick fog rolled in and a figure stalked through it, with a long raincoat and bloody hook. The fisherman's ghost, driven mad by guilt, taking his revenge. The harbor bell tolled for each insurgent dead. They say you can hear the bell still tolling.
Creepy. So this place has a proper spooky backstory, and I don't know how I feel about that. You know, I'd like to be left alone, preferably.
Some writing here.
The Journal of the Village Head. Should we have a look? Interesting. A little bit of backstory to the area, if you will. There's a chest down there. I'll go back for it. I mean, this place looks stunning. I will say that. Nah, man, it's actually been too quiet and it's bugging me out. It's been way too quiet. What have we got here? Hold E to capture. Don't mind if I do. Okay, we got a little ammo cache here. That's good. It's kind of got a Gears sort of vibe in a way. You're not wrong. I do like a good bit of horror sprinkled into a story. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think it can really spice up the gameplay a little bit. In fact, I find that horror expansions of traditional games to a certain extent, or at least horror missions, tend to actually be really good. Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare springs to mind. Right, I've got to locate this boat.
No boats on this pier. Ah, looks like there's one over there on that dry dock. That damn bell.
Oh God.
Wish Tiago had kept his ghost story to himself.
Exile! Attack!
What the hell?
Got the altar trapped!
Outrider, we can hear shots.
It's insurgents! The village isn't abandoned, it was a damn ambush!
Oh dear. I just got smoked. That's not good. Oh my. Okay, the rocket launcher might come in a little bit clutch here. Oh, my cover's actually being blown. Let's not do that. Goodbye. Good God. Oh, that's a lot of bad guys. That's a whole boatload of bad guys. God damn. Sweet God. This is legitimately a lot of bad dudes. Including a guy with a minigun. Please let that grenade miss. Oh God. Just when you think it's about to calm down a little bit, eh? Ow. Oh God, that's another airstrike. So the build that I currently have uses a decaying feature, which means that as long as I out-damage my opponent, I'll earn back more health than they could kill me with, theoretically. But that being said, having multiple marksmen pinning you down probably suboptimal for that. So you can see my health regenerates with the passive damage. This build works really well for that. That's coming for me naturally. Because why wouldn't it? Oh! Let's finish that geezer off. Oh god, nearly fell off it. Still on that. Yeah, the snipers do seem specifically quite lethal.
Okay. Just need to get to that boat on the dry dock.
Alright, I left some gear here. Well, that is good. That looks real good. I like the way the various bits of loot look. Like, I think the loot looks quite good, even if it's like not the same like loot setups, so to speak. Right, well that's... It's time for me to get smoked again. I'm a fan. I like the headshot damage there. Yeah, this thing can give you crazy damage output if you use it right. Oh yeah, well Daddy, we're very much live. It will be a video afterwards, for sure. Oh god. No, none of that. Ow. Oh god, that sniper again. I do have a rocket launcher though, so... That's got... I wasn't expecting there to be destruction, but there was. Never gonna complain about that. We love destruction in video games. Even if it is just minor destruction. I thought that was going to set me on fire. So I really should have listened to myself then. think that's worked out quite nicely there. If I may say so myself. I think we rather successfully got that mission completed. Well, I say mission completed. We're basically semi-getting started.
Oh, damn it. This boat's a wreck.
Make sure you guys check out the link in the description, by the way, and of course in the pinned message as well, to check out Outriders Worldslayer.
The fisherman? No. No, there's no way. That can't be some fisherman's ghost. I need to get a grip. Letting Tiago's stories get to my head.
Creepy ghost story. Don't like it. Let's not do
Outrider,
that.
we're seeing something strange. A fog moving in over the river. There's a light in it. You need to leave this place.
Goddamn sniper. Those snipers could really put a beating on you if you're not careful.
Our ghosts for our ghost town.
Let me through, fisherman! I have no quarrel with you.
Oh god.
Fisherman. That's right. I'm a goddamn ghost NPCA fuck. Now, how about I turn you into one?
I'm actually gonna smoke this guy. Holy crap. God, there are so many of them. So the Worldslayers is a new expansion for the main game. So if you already have the main game, you can upgrade to Worldslayers. But there's also a bundle which has both the base game and the Worldslayers expansion included. Be taking all this gear, thank you very much.
Tiago, there was no fisherman's ghost. Just an insurgent dressing up in a raincoat to scare off trespassers.
Are you so sure?
I, got a boat. Think it's time to get out of this place.
Right. I want to check out some of the gear I got there, because I did get a fair amount of it. Let's have a look at my inventory. Got this new Abysmal Brigand Assault Rifle with a sharpshooter variant. Interesting. I might try that over this. Just for the time being. Got a new helmet. Interesting. Long range damage would be important, so I'm going to put that on, even though it's lower level technically. Right. Let's have a look at this new AR, eh? Oh, nice. It's a single fire. Okay. So I imagine it'll have fairly decent damage over range, which actually I'm finding myself using a lot of.
Where you go next is the furthest I've ever been. If Black Gulch is the belly of the beast, then this fortress is the jaws. I fear for you in there, Outrider. I wish you'd reconsider.
You know I can't. There's no one else who can do this for me. Look, if I don't come back...
You must. Or there'll be no tomorrow. For any of us.
Oh dear. No pressure. No pressure at all, pal. Oh wow, that is very fortressy, isn't it?
Up ahead, you should find the sewer tunnel I escaped through. Inside, there'll be a drain leading up to the execution yard, right beneath the Great Blade. I still remember the lifeless bodies I had to crawl over for my freedom. This time of day, the yard should be empty. The executioners only work at sunrise.
Bloody hell.
Tiago, you sure this is the right way? I don't want a repeat of what
Oh
happened
nice,
in
my
the
gun
village.
glows.
I remember it clearly.
Both of them glow, that's
Have
cool.
some faith, Outrider.
What do we have?
A sewer note. Huh. Basically somebody being told to check the sewer properly. Oh god. That's grim. Oh. Right, we're gonna skip that part because that's looking rough. Oh god. Oh god. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Bloody hell. I was fairly confident I was going to get ruined there. Oh my. Big lad.
The blade must be fed. Dance with the executioner.
The executioners only work at sunrise, though. Tiago and his fucking intel.
I'm just smoking this guy with a rocket launcher. I honestly don't care. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my word. Here's me thinking, yeah, this has been alright so far. Haven't had to struggle too much. No problem. They were just waiting. Bloody hell. That was a bit intense. Man. I thought to myself, yeah, this will be calm. No problems. Easy peasy. Life's good. I was wrong. Instantly wrong.
Oh, great Alton! It's me! Over here! I prayed to the anomaly, and you came! Please!
In the world?
Alton, I owe you my life!
Well, I could use a guide. Know a place called Black Gulch?
Yes, but no. You don't want to go there. But no one returns from Black Gulch, not even a great Alton.
You owe me your life, remember?
Ah! Okay, I'll open the way for you.
Hey, don't I know you?
Long ago, Seth, he chose me on the battlefield to guide you to the Grand Marshal.
Oh yeah, well just like old times then.
I actually thought I was going to get smoked there, to be brutally honest with you. I'll tell you what though, you know, we're nearly an hour in, and I've got to say I've enjoyed it so far. The story has been fairly interesting so far.
Outrider, are you alright?
You sent me to the middle
The
of an
combat's actually been
execution
quite
yard.
enjoyable.
Your abandoned village was full of insurgents.
I'm sorry. My memories aren't. I guess my time in that hellhole is one I prefer not to remember.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. If you combine those things together, you can really get the smoking going. Yeah, that long-range damage is really important here. Especially the ability to slow down opponents. That's really handy. Especially when they like rushing you. Ow. Some sort of golem-like individual. Yeah, you're not wrong. Certainly seems a fan of the war. Was kind of aiming for a headshot there. Yeah, I'd say the combat has actually been quite decent. It's very cover to cover, but you know, normally cover to cover shooters can be quite boring. It's nice to have like a bit of variation in the types of threats that approach you. Yeah, the ability to slow down opponents definitely makes this rifle worthwhile. Very good. Pop that open. What we got? Some rare loot. Very good. Very good. Very nice. I always like checking the loot I get because I'm very specific. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very specific about how I... Automatic shotgun. A one-shot rifle. That's pretty nice. I could probably replace this. The LMG is decent. I don't know if it's my favorite thing in the world, though. Blighted turret, that's good. I mean, it does reduce long-range damage, which isn't ideal, but we could work with it. Oh no. Have I been booted from the server? Let's not have that. Surely not. We'll reconnect. Reconnecting to the back-end services. Well, it is launch day for these guys, so I guess they're probably having... If you pre-order Worldslayers, you get early access right now. So I guess they're having a lot of influx of people coming in. If I send you a blown-up version of my cheese and ketchup sandwich, will you hang it in your new office? I mean, I'm not saying no. Right, we're going to try and connect to the online services here. I'll be honest with you, so far so good. I quite like it. It's a good bit of content, that's for sure. Because they've done a bunch of upgrades prior to this. This was the first, like, story-related update in full. But no, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I like something that's a little bit different every once in a while. We've been playing a lot of Warzone here, for example, recently. So having something a bit more laid back is definitely, definitely something I appreciate, for sure. Right, let's see if we can connect back to the online services. So yeah, if you do pre-order the new Worldslayers, expansion, which, by the way, link in the description below, you do get early access to it. A full-blown early access setup. So imagine we're probably seeing a fair amount of people hop in. Yeah, this is their first major expansion in a while. It's nice to try things that are a little bit different, for sure. I think it's definitely something that can make you relax a little bit. I believe the original Outriders was on Xbox Game Pass as well, so... Right, we're still connecting to the back-end services. I've just checked online. Turns out they're having some slow delays with people accessing the servers. But we should be fine. Should connect eventually. for Christmas. Yeah. Well, you know, it's nice to... I don't mind a looter shooter every once in a while, because PvP shooters and, like, playing against other players is extremely sweaty. It's extremely thought-demanding, whereas this is much more... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's intense, and it will challenge you, but it's nice to be able to hit a pause button, you know what I mean? Or, you know, try some things a little bit differently, or just have a bit more fun with it. I think sometimes online PvP shooters can be quite limiting in terms of that respect. Whereas sort of offline or co-op style shooters give you a few more opportunities. Yeah, so this did release on Xbox Game Pass, which I think is obviously a fairly good way of getting things to work. Still going to see if we can connect to the back-end services here. And once we hopefully get in, things will be fine. We can carry on where we left off with our fine story. We'll get there eventually, though. This tends to happen when you've got a big launch, though, doesn't it? I'm afraid it doesn't really matter what game company you are these days. You're not exactly immune to servers being overwhelmed. Not yet today. Not yet. No, War Daddy. Finished streaming earlier. Started editing videos. Had to prepare for this stream as well. And when I finish up this, I'm going to finish off the videos I was editing, which are all going live later this week. We've got one on Wednesday. That'll be the first of a succession of 3 or 4. And yeah. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Obviously, we're moving at the moment as well, so I've had to go out and buy boxes and start putting things away. The official move date has actually been confirmed as well. We are moving on the weekend of July 16th. And that's the official move date because that's the day the internet moves from this house to the new house. Which means that I physically won't be able to do my job unless I move on that day. So yeah, got a lot going on. I've also got to do a couple of other things as well. So like, I've got to install the new TV wall mount because our TV's going up on the wall. Which, you know, there's all sorts of little bits and pieces amongst all the moving. But I'm really looking forward to the new office. I think you guys are going to like the new office as well. It's a much brighter space than this one. And I think it will be laid out much nicer as well. Top 3 favorite games. Gosh, that's a hard one. Top 3 favorite games at the moment. I would probably say 1, No Man's Sky. I think No Man's Sky is a really incredible game. And it's just so much fun to relax with. I really enjoy playing it on the sofa. You can burn hours in that game though. You got to be careful with it. 2, I'm a big fan of Squad at the minute. Squad has been my most played game ever, full stop, which is very nice. And 3, I'd say probably thinking. Trying to think. I don't even know what my third would be. My third favorite game at the moment. I'm not entirely sure. Still, I'm not playing a lot of games at the moment other than Warzone, to be honest with you. So it's been really nice and refreshing to do a bit of Outriders today. Of course, we are currently connecting to the back-end services. So yeah, you know, I've got, I'd say my top two at the moment are probably Squad and No Man's Sky. I enjoy Warzone to a certain extent, but I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite games in the world. I'm kind of waiting for the new Warzone to release for it to be back in my good books. Right. I'm going to see if I can get into these back-end servers. I imagine it's going to be a busy day for the people at Outriders. With lots and lots of people. Would you ever consider doing a No Man's Sky chill stream? Maybe. Maybe one day, Brother Benji. Maybe. It's definitely a very... It's one of those games where, like, I just like sitting on my sofa and staring at the pretty colours. You know? It sounds... I haven't got a lot of mileage out of my PlayStation 5, and I told myself that I'd put my PS5 in my living room, and then just sort of try and get a bit more out of it. You know, try and enjoy it a bit more. Right, we're going to see if we can get this game to play ball with us and see if we can sort of brute force our way into the back-end servers. This game also has a DirectX 12 variant, which is really nice. Can't say no to a bit of DX12. Right. Come on. Let's get our way into the servers. It's a lot better now as well, Brother Benji. It's really had quite the arc. Oh, there we go. I think we made it in. Perfect. Fantastic. Ah, my capture card has decided to do that thing where it duplicates the display. How wonderful. You probably didn't enjoy tapping out. Trippy, isn't it, when the capture card does that? We're gonna have to debug the capture card whilst we sign into the Outriders servers. No problem. Whew. Don't know if it means old or young. It was really good. It was really good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, sometimes the sign-ins on launch days just take a little while. And that can happen. It's not a huge surprise. Especially when you got like a big launch, a big update, lots of people go in at the same time. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. What we played of it so far was quite promising, so I would like to get more hands-on with it, for sure. Right, it's still doing that thing where it's like double booting in. Right, let's see if we can get into the back-end services. Yeah, we've had a bit of a loading screen issue at the moment, David. We were in for about an hour, and then it just sort of dipped out, unfortunately. I think it's being overwhelmed by the number of people who are checking it out. Right, whilst this quickly reconnects to the backend services, I'm going to replug the capture card so it kicks in correctly, so to speak. I am indeed on mute. There we go. Cool. We're going to see if we can get back into the servers. We're still trying a little bit. Although the capture card issue is resolved, so... I think by the looks of it, a lot of people are hammering the servers at the same time. Which is good. I think if you, I think you'll find that a lot of people are trying to hit into this at the same time. Come on. Downloading the latest server configuration. Okay, we have a bit of traction. Bit of movement. With touch of luck, we'll be fully in. Needless to say, a lot of people are hopping in at the same time. Right. Says we're signed in. Will we make it past the spinning wheel? Be nice to do a bit of this today. I mean, the first part that we played so far was quite promising. I think the loot was very interesting. And the story plotline so far was looking good. So I do want to do more of it. Unfortunately, these days, it doesn't really matter whether you're Square Enix, Ubisoft, EA, Activision. It really doesn't matter anymore. Like, games and servers will always have moments where they're being overwhelmed. And it's something we see a lot of these days, especially on big content release days. I mean, look at the most recent Battlefield season update. That didn't work for nearly 6 hours. So there's definitely a lot going on that front. Definitely a popular content release, let's say that. Retired Poppy, thanks for the 2-month channel membership, much appreciated. Great game, can't wait. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to do something a little bit different, isn't it? Like, I like trying different things, so when Square Enix reached out and said, hey, want to check out the new update, I didn't say no, for sure. Like I say, folks, if you are interested in checking out Outriders Worldslayer, there is a link in the description below, so you can get early access. Hopefully it'll work out soon. Yeah, hopefully the servers do work out. It's just one of those things now with modern video games, especially on big release days. So you can get early access to it right now, Bluebird, for sure. If you check out the link in the description below. Are you winning, son? Well, we were winning, and then unfortunately the servers seem to have been a little bit overwhelmed. Yeah, I'm not hugely surprised. I'm not really surprised, to be honest with you. I think it's just the nature of modern video games these days. Like, having to deal with the server situation, having to, like, spin up so many servers and hope that things work out, and then, you know, something along the way can break. Just keeping tabs on their Twitter page to see what they're saying, but it seems as though they're aware of it. Signed in as well, David. I'm kind of just sort of chilling. Title screen does look cool. I love a thematic title screen. Give me a bit of Frozen Wasteland, you know? Fingers crossed we'll get in. Well, I mean, when you're working with a fairly complex game, especially game servers especially, you have to estimate the amount of load that your servers are going to take. And if your servers take too much of a load, chances are the pipelines into those dedicated servers can get a little bit more tricky. So, for example, Battlefield had an authentication error that wasn't letting people in when they had their release of their new season. Dedicated servers definitely come with a lot of benefits, especially in terms of networking, connectivity, hit registration, things like that. But of course, it does come with its own risks as well, especially when you're launching something new. Servers and connectivity are their own demons, their own beasts even. I'm sure we'll get in through the screens eventually. Just waited on the loading screen for 30 minutes. Lets me get in, then waiting for 20 minutes on the next loading screen to give me an error. Yeah, I imagine they're fiddling a lot with the servers to try and get stuff to work correctly, so there are going to be some instances of just flat out dropping in and out. Turning it off and on again. If only it was that simple, eh? If only it was as simple as just giving your router a kick and things would work. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try something a little bit sneaky. I reckon that they've managed to fix an authentication issue, but then there's another issue behind that, so I might be able to force my way into the character selection screen by just sort of brute forcing and launching the game over and over again. Gosh, 1992. 1994. To be fair, I'm a 98 baby. 1998, and it always terrifies me when I see people who are born in 2000 who are now 22 years old. I find that shocking. My earliest memories in terms of video games having some trouble with me was blowing into the memory card of a PlayStation 1 and hoping for the best. Or like the controller connection port. Oh dear. Yeah, my parents often tell me about when their TV remote used to have a cable. Well, we're hopefully connecting to the back-end services. We'll see how this goes. Do you guys remember? My favorite thing was the trend of slim video game consoles. Obviously, that wasn't a super old thing, but like a fairly... Like, you know, they did the PlayStation 2, and then they did the PS2 Slim. They did the PS3, and then they did the PS3 Slim. I'm fairly confident... Did they do an Xbox 360 Slim? I think they did, didn't they? They did like a slim variant of it. They've got a PS4 Slim as well, so it wouldn't surprise me to see a PS5 Slim at some point. There was a guy who actually made one himself. He's got a really incredible YouTube channel, who actually made a PS5 Slim and literally custom made a full-blown water-cooled PS5. And I think it's like an inch thick, which is insane. Yeah, DIY Perks, that's the guy. The PS5 is quite a chunky system. Quite a chunky system. I mean, it's not the slimmest in the world. I personally think the PS5 is quite a lot larger than it needs to be. Although it is very quiet. So if you gave me the option between a big system and a quiet system, I would definitely say quiet. So, you know, no, I feel like the PS5 is fairly solid on that front. I prefer the design of the Xbox, I would say, personally. It feels a bit more like a tower PC, which, to be honest with you, they basically are just tower PCs at this point, so... The big fat PS2s. Oh man. The old school. I remember the old PS3 was a really big system. In fact, I wonder what a PS3, the original PS3, looks like in comparison to the PS5 these days. Trying to think. We're still connecting to the servers, by the way. Or at least still trying to. I think they've actually fully like turned it off and on at this point. Let's have a look. PS3 size versus the PS5. Because it is very... I imagine it's quite close to the original PS3 in terms of at least width. Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty close. They're very close, even. I'll show you guys on the old camera here. Look at that. That's pretty close. I mean, I have the digital PS5, which doesn't have the disc. Best PlayStation games? Gosh. Let's have a think. Back in the day, I love Time Splitters. Time Splitters is one of my favorite games ever made, full stop. The old 007 games were incredible. I really enjoyed the old 007 games. What else? The old Kingdom Hearts games, I think those were really good. I think Kingdom Hearts really kind of set a bar, I think, early on in the early stages of video games. I think it did a lot of things very impressively. The old Spyro games, Crash Bandicoot games, Jak and Daxter. Gosh, those are incredible. Destroy All Humans, banger of a game. Wipeout, oh gosh, Wipeout, what a classic. See, the thing for me is my distinct memories of the old PlayStations, especially the PlayStation 2. The old Gran Turismos were a lot of fun as well. My favorite distinct memory was playing Time Splitters 2, co-op split screen with like 3 or 4 people. Or like multiplayer split screen with 3 or 4 people. Because those modes were carnage. Like, Time Splitters was a game that had some really ridiculous modes. You know, there was a mode where if you... The more... What was it? The more people you killed, the more giant your character model got and the slower you got. Whereas if you had lower numbers of kills, you were tiny. You were like really small and really fast. They had the old infected game modes back then, where like, you know, you had to run away from the people who were playing, who were like green and on fire. And the characters were ridiculous as well, man. Like you used to be able to run around as a calamari with a 12-gauge shotgun. You know, it truly was. I genuinely think. I mean, what were those? Those were Free Radical games back in the day, I think. Time Splitters was an incredible game, and it deserved more of a future. I think Need for Speed Most Wanted was my favorite Need for Speed. I wasn't much of a Midnight Club fan. The old Tony Hawk games, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Played a lot of those. Pro Skater 2 and Pro Skater, the original. I'm trying to think. Trying to think of all the PS2 games. I mean, one of my favorite games is Jak and Daxter, for sure. You can't really talk about PlayStation 2 without talking about GTA San Andreas as well. Burnout used to be incredible back then. Somebody was remastering Time Splitters, and then I think it got sold to another company, so there was kind of a cease and desist on it. Oh man, Mortal Kombat? Gosh. Mortal Kombat back then was insane. What was it? Mortal Kombat? Oh, there we go. Amazing. Mortal Kombat Armageddon and Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Those were insane games. Like the open world Mortal Kombat, that was a banger. Right, we finally made it back in. How wonderful.
Outrider, are you alright?
You sent me to the middle of an execution.
Hopefully things stay stable.
Your abandoned village was full of insurgents.
My memories aren't.
Hopefully things stay stable.
My time in that hellhole is one I prefer not to remember.
Right, so that's a full automatic shotgun. We've got the 3-round burst. I think it's definitely worth taking this secondary rifle. Yeah, we've got this full-blown, like, marksman rifle now, which is nice. There we go. You know, I liked Tekken, but I wasn't... Oh god, my mouse without borders is enabled still. Okay, we're gonna have to disable that quickly.
For a day like this.
No. We can't close the game. Okay, we can't close the game, but we also need to disable mouse without borders. Otherwise, my second screen is going to bug out. Right. Well, I didn't like that, but it's fine. It's fine? It's fine. Yeah, so Mouse Without Borders is a software to control your second PC with one keyboard and mouse, which is really handy. The downside, though, is that if you play a first-person shooter with mouse and keyboard and don't disable it, you end up switching to your second PC when you scroll left or right. Okay, this marksman rifle is definitely ticking some boxes with me, that's for sure. Beautiful. Right, we picked up a little bit of loot there.
Front row seat to watch an altered. How I have longed for a day.
Predator boots. Interesting.
Look at them. They think they have a chance against you.
Firing on target.
Oh, the dead one! He's still twitching! You didn't even know what you were when I first saw you. Now, look at what you've become.
Alright, let's see if I can get that rocket to splash where I need it. Perfect.
Hey, we're gonna chop.
Who said being a streamer was easy, eh?
Got an altered on my side now.
Okay, nice. Managed to rinse through these guys.
A glorious display, serious one.
Ow, ow, ow. That nearly set me on fire. What we got here? Got a little bit of, what's this, loot or ammo? Ammo, by the looks of it. I like the feel of this game. It definitely feels a lot more fluid from the last time I played it, so I think they have made some efforts to, like, make the animation system a little bit more smooth. Oh, hello. That's our new one-shot rifle for sure. Look at that. What did I pick up? I picked up upper robes. Yeah, this is looking nice. I like that. Well, I'm glad we got in, because I was genuinely enjoying the gameplay thus far. And it has remembered all the progress as well, thankfully, which can be an issue with server-related problems.
This is a dead end. You're worse than Tiago. Do you even know where you're going?
Oh, I beg your
Crafting
patience
table,
so much.
interesting.
I swear it. We are close. Now look, and behold.
Raise attributes, mod gear. Swap the variant to a standard from a one-shot. I feel like the one-shot's probably better. I might swap the variant of this from a standard to a... Sorry, from a burst fire to a standard. Just so that way I've kind of got a bit of both, you know?
Some kind of writing.
Tell you what, the scenery for this game is quite something. Like, visually speaking, it's a pretty game. Not the prettiest in the world, but it looks good. It's got a nice style to it, I think. Right, so what's the play here?
Black Gulch. Canyon here cursed. The unholy abyss. Vilest of cesspits. I don't dare go any further. Great altered. God, have mercy on your soul.
Zahedi, I made it. Black Gulch. Now I just need something to recognize your scientist by.
Right, of course. Should be easy. Salvador's missing a leg, gets by with a cane. But don't let your guard down. He's still an insurgent.
Got it. One leg. Shouldn't be too hard to spot.
Right. That works. Oh yeah. Yo, that guy just like fully barrel rolled out the way there. Sneaky, sneaky from him. Oh my god, I'm getting shot to hell here. Oh man, that thing is like bouncing the bullets off. Ow. These snipers are tricky, you gotta hit them real fast. Oh, those blighted rounds, man, look at that. Look at those, those just demolish them. Oh nice, I got some pretty insane gear by the looks of that. Mosh pits are glass though. Oh dear. That's one way of describing it for sure. Right, I want to see what I got here because I got some interesting gear there, didn't I? I think I picked up this, the malignant composite of some demeanor. Some new gear, none of it particularly overwhelming, I would say. Submachine gun, I don't know if I wait, actually, hold up, I went straight past the rifle there. Oh, I picked up another one of these bad boys. I don't know how I feel about the LMGs. Like, I'd rather my damage to start dealing right away. Just because I feel like in a lot of this you do need to break in and out of cover quite frequently. A couple resources there, that's handy. Bit of iron for some crafting. What else we got? Some ammo cache. Quite glowy, that's for sure. We're just checking out the Worldslayer expansion today, David. Seeing as it is brand new. The mag size on this is pretty decent. That's a 90 round mag. Obviously, I do appreciate that we are... Oh, you're doing too much, bro. Oh! Oh god, there's two of them. And that's why we've got this. Oh, is that lift going to produce more of them? Oh god. I don't know if they'll quite be dodging a rocket launcher. Two of them, no problem, mate. No problem at all. Oh. A Rampart Falcon. Okay. That's another DMR slash. I do like my DMRs. I do like a slow firing rifle. I can't help myself. They're just a bit of me, aren't they? What we got back here? Is that a little loot crate? I like a little loot crate. Come on. Never go wrong with a bit of harvesting partway through. Oh, hello. Is that a bad guy, good guy? I mean, it looks like he's holding an extremely large weapon. And that's because he is.
Thanks for the tip.
Getting the hang of this now. No! Outriders, please! We're just trying to enjoy you. Oh dear. I think their servers are taking quite the beating. It's a new expansion for the Outriders game, Steph. Brand new expansion called Worldslayer. Unfortunate. See if we can get into the servers. Servers can't handle too many big lads on screen on ones. It's a shame we shouldn't have called him Big Lad, right? Oh dear. Calling our character Big Lad was probably, in hindsight, a mistake. I could just imagine their servers going, Big Lad has connected to the server. Oh dear. Unfortunate there. Hey, thank you very much, Paul. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Oh, man. Connecting to back-end services. So the back-end is like effectively the synchronization between the client and the server in terms of your characters, their level, the gear, all of that's stored on back-end services and servers to make sure that what you play in game is saved. Unfortunate that we've had a couple of server issues. Dare I say it, we might quit to desktop and give it another go. Let's see if we can just brute force our way back in. It's quite frustrating because the story itself is looking really good as well. Brute Boy Summer, something like that. The story itself is looking pretty good, and I think it's a shame because I would like to get in. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Well, it is early access if you do pre-order this, so, you know, it's to be expected to a certain extent there'll be a few hiccups. Like I say, it was working really, really well. Yeah, the gameplay looks really solid from what I've played so far. Like, we were only like a mission and a bit in. And the combat situations you could definitely see in co-op, especially on harder difficulties, would definitely be a lot of fun. But having a lot of fun doing it solo as well. It's nice to have some AI that actually present a bit of challenge here and there. Mine timed out the same second as yours did. Oh dear. So it must just be servers going up and down, sadly. Yeah, hopefully there won't be as many issues soonish. Hopefully we'll get resolved fairly quickly. I mean, at least the loading screen is pretty. You're not wrong there. Oh dear. Let's see if there are any reports on their social channels to see. It's a shame, really, but I think it's just the nature of modern games now. It's working for you? Good. Hopefully there are some signs of hope. Gonna go back to desktop. Give it another go. See if we can force our way back in. We could just get in again, that'd be great. No problem, David. I'm glad you enjoyed the preview. Server issues happen. It's just one of those things now with modern game releases, and I think it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is just the nature of modern releases. Their team have said online that they're working with their infrastructure partners to identify bottlenecks and resolve them with connectivity. See if we can get him. Gonna let the dog out and try again. Good idea. Good idea. I think it's just the nature of modern games these days. I can't recall... I mean, even Season 4 of Warzone had a couple of issues. Oh, there we go. Retrieving matchmaking. Signed in. We'll see if that gets past that point. Here's an unfortunate part, because the campaign was actually looking pretty promising, and I was enjoying the missions we were in. There are very few modern releases these days that manage to avoid server trouble. At least for the first couple of hours. And we've had some pretty shockers in the past. Do you guys remember GTA 5 Online? Woof. That was days, or weeks even, before it was working properly. That was a throwback. I want to see if we can get past the signed in screen. There we go. That's nice. Alright, let's see if we can keep it going. I'm glad we're back in, because I am genuinely enjoying the gameplay. I think the gameplay's actually been pretty solid. Go. Nice bit of gear. Lovely. Let's hope the servers stay functional this time round. That'd be good. God, these guys are trying to, like, juke me. They're really trying to get around me. Sorry about the server problems, guys. Unfortunately, it's just, it happens. It happens with server releases. It happens with game releases. Especially large expansions and stuff that people are looking forward to. Especially right now. I mean, there's really not been a lot out generally in terms of games. So having a new content drop for a game like Outriders is, I imagine, something that's in fairly high demand. Right, we're going to try and quickly have a look at our inventory, because we're picking up different loot each time we get back in. Which comes with, I guess, its own curses and gifts and all sorts. Right, we're actually going to put an SMG on, dare I say it. Just because it's probably worth it, what with having a long-range rifle and an SMG. Let's skip Big Lad here, because we've already seen you.
Protect Salvador's lab! No one goes in!
Lab,
Okay, missing the rocket launcher, probably not my best idea. Well, they can't be mad about this, that's for sure. Things you love to see. Another little loot crate, very good. Oh, that's a sniper. Interesting. Wouldn't mind a sniper, that's for sure. Oh dear. There be blood on the ceiling and on the floor. No, they didn't. Surely not.
Salvador. You don't know how much I was hoping to find you alive.
Oh god, what's going on here?
I've heard such terrible, terrible things about you. How many of my people did you kill? Just to reach us?
Only the ones that tried to stop me.
That's why
Oh,
you're
dear.
losing this war.
I know who you are too, Commander.
Commander Ereshkigal.
And whatever. You're the kind that lurks in the shadows while sending your people out to die.
My dear. Can't you see? I am the shadows. Come. There's so much for us to talk about.
Why'd you do it, huh? Kill your own scientist? Who's trying to save us all?
Because he didn't listen.
Oh dear, I'm getting psycho
Two
vibes here.
paths diverge here for you. One leads to a new beginning. And the other to pain and horror.
Hey, you don't scare me.
Then you don't know me well enough.
Oh god.
There's a reckoning coming. Bigger than this war. The insurgents, the ECA, it's all burning down. You're strong. But you could be so much more. Like all those humans you protect. It's time to bear your burden. Let them find salvation.
I don't think I'm gonna like your kind of salvation.
No, you won't. But believe me, it gets better every day.
Oh damn. He just got thrown. Well, we went from being very good to being very destroyed. Right.
Hey, I'm alive. Somehow.
What about Salvador? You haven't... He's dead, isn't he?
Yeah. But he wrote a dying message. I'm pretty sure it was for you, some kind of equation or code.
Oh, thank God.
It's time for some answers.
This is an incredible find. I'll gather my equipment.
Alright, let's have a look.
No more time.
You know what it means?
Here, listen. Salvador spent his whole life trying to find patterns in the anomaly. He thought there was some kind of wave structure that could be predicted. But recently, he insisted he'd found something. He found something. There. You see it? A null point. It's a hole in the anomaly.
Is it coordinates?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Right. There. Beyond the mountains to the north.
What's out there's a Zahedi.
It could be where the anomaly originates, or where it ends. Maybe a glitch in the entire system. But whatever's there, it has to be an answer.
Gather the crew.
It looks like I'm about to have a big scrap by the looks of it.
We're getting near the coordinates now.
Path looks rough. I'll scout ahead on foot.
Keep it quick, so we don't freeze to death, yeah?
Outrider, this gap in the anomaly, Salvador's null point, it could be anything. Be careful out there.
Something tells me it's not going to be something good.
Hey, there's someone else here. Completely frozen. Looks like maybe...
Back. What were they doing roaming out here?
Maybe trying to find the same place we're looking for.
No, I don't like bugs. Creepy crawlies and stuff. Here I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'll be fine. This won't be too difficult. There we go. A bit more like it. I might switch out the SMG. I think the AR was definitely cutting the mustard a bit more. Or even the shotgun at this point. Right. Couple more creatures in the way. Oh god. Don't know if that was quite the strategy. Oh, good God. Definitely a loose shoe, a tough shoe, but it's got some very challenging opponents at times. I don't even think I want to know what that is. I would like to get past the bugs. Good dog. Bloody hell. That was a lot of trouble. I want to see what inventory we got there. Assault rifle, sharpshooter variant. And we definitely need something full auto.
More of the big guys. They seem to be going the same way.
Huh. What do they know that we don't?
I'd like to avoid being ambushed again. That'd be nice.
These markings painted on the rock face. Some kind of signposts? Maybe those paths are following. What the? Some kind of massive energy field. Can't tell what's on the other side. I'm heading toward it. Another damn blizzard. They're really starting to bite.
Oh, good. That rocket launcher has saved me a couple of times, for sure. No doubt about it. Ah, dear. We've been disconnected again. Unfortunate. Alright, folks. I think we're going to call it there. The server issues seem to be rolling in a little bit, unfortunately. Hopefully they get sorted out over the next couple of hours. But of course, once it is ironed out, and of course stay up to date on their social media pages, feel free to check out the link in the description below. Once the server issues are all ironed out, you can check out Outriders Worldslayer. I think it does have a lot of potential. I do think the story we've played thus far has been really interesting. Unfortunately, as with most modern game launches, there's been a lot of server shenanigans. But thank you very much for joining us today, folks. Thank you for checking out Outriders Worldslayer with me today, and I'll see you again probably fairly soon. Who knows? We might even be able to do some more Outriders in the not too distant future. Catch you guys then.